Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. The Reds just keep winning, don't they? Performances aren't exactly great, but when you're winning, you don't care. Um, Obviously, since the last time we've done an episode, we have missed a few games with me going away and things like that, and just work and life getting in the way. So, not gonna dive into all four of the games. We'll talk about the derby, we'll talk about the last game, and go from there. But yeah, as I say, I think it's been the same story in every game in the last four, where the performances left a lot to be desired. But as I say, when you're coming away with the 3 points or just the win in general, like the other night, then you kind of you're not bothered at the minute, but it's going to get to a point where we're not going to get away with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's only a matter of time before we do get caught out and lose points or get knocked out of a cup. Um, Solely because we're just not playing well. I think we've got enough firepower to turn it round. Like for instance, if Southampton were to go and take the lead eventually, I think we could have come back and won. But we're just not looking like a proper footy team. It's not enjoyable to watch. It's not nice to be at the game. It's hard to get the atmosphere going because the players aren't really doing it for more than 20 minutes a game. And yeah, it's nice. The full time whistle goes and there's a sense of relief in most of the games we play. And you walk out the ground and you're like, yeah, let's fucking get it. Another 3 points, another win. Um, but yeah, all in all, it's not very enjoyable. I want to be entertained, but come May, if we haven't been entertained and we win another trophy, we win a league title, you don't give a fuck. So it's hypocritical. You want to see the best. You want to see the best football, but at the end of the day, if boring football leads to trophies, you accept it and you move on.
Yeah, gets said all the time. Alex Ferguson won a lot of his Premier League titles by playing like this. I remember it when he was manager. Every time we'd come up to playing them and you go, they haven't played well at all this season. We'll fucking batter them, and then they come and they get a 1-0 through fucking John O'Shea or Wes Brown or someone absolutely fucking diabolical like that. Um, Thankfully, we're not relying on any fucking players who are diabolical to bail us out because we haven't got any. Um, but that always seemed to be the way with them, and it's what they say: champions win when they're not playing well, and that's what we're doing at the minute. As I say, not going to dive into the Burnley games, the Burnley game and the Atletico game too much, just because obviously little time has passed now. But the Burnley game, in fairness, I don't think we played bad against Burnley. We just didn't have our shooting boots on. We dominated the game and we should have won it, and we deserved to win it. It would have been nice to put a couple past them, but again, 3 points at the end of the day. It was a stupid decision by Hannibal, and yeah, there's not much more to be said about the Burnley one.
Yeah, it is. It's again, that's where you see them get going and you think, right, that's the corner turn now. We've played well against Burnley. We've effectively battered them. Deserved the goal. Tried everything, just couldn't get it in open play. Get the bit of luck, which a definite penalty. Um, we score it, get the 3 points, is what it is. But then you go to Atletico and you you're rampant for a bit, and then you foot off the gas again. And I questioned the manager the other day after the derby, saying, like, I don't want us to go 2-0 anymore. As soon as our second goal goes in, you might as well get off because you know that we're not going to hardly touch the ball for the remains of the game. We're going to take the foot off the gas, let the opposition play with it, play around with us. And it's just not enjoyable once it gets to 2-0. But Arnie Slot said himself, that's not like a tactic. It's not something they've planned to score 2 goals and then stop. It's just something that's happening at the minute. So hopefully it is something that passes and they start smelling blood at 2-0 and they go and get the 3. I understand the 3-0 preserving energy, and we're playing like 3 games in fucking 7 to 10 days. So yeah, you've got to preserve a bit of energy and make changes here and there, but not at 2-0. 2-0
Hmm.
you're never safe. Even 3-0 you're not safe, but at 3-0 you can get a sense of what's going on. If they score a goal, you can up the tempo again. At 2, more times than not, you've left it too late. 3 times this season, we've conceded 2 to make it 2-2, and we've gone on to win. So that luck's not going to stay for the season. If it does, I'll be delighted, but shocked. So we've just got to start playing a bit better. It's hard not to see us having a plan to start playing better because the players we've got don't suit playing this way. Shite. So, you know, they'll all want to be involved and playing the best free-flowing football, and we're getting it in spells, but just not for long enough.
Yeah. What do you think it is? Do you think it is a case of the players sitting back, taking the foot off the gas, or do you think it's more the opposition going, right, we need to change something here, let's fucking go at them, and or do you think it's like a mix of both?
Probably both. I think I heard a woman, an Evertonian, I think her name was Cathy on Talksport today, spoke loads of sense, and she said, like, they've turned up for a draw at Anfield, dead happy with a draw, at 2-0, something clicks and you go, we're better than what we're playing, let's go and have a go at them. And we let them. We invited the pressure. We didn't press them. We didn't really try and win the ball back. We just let them have it. And Everton didn't really have any really dangerous attacks, bar in the goal, which wasn't really a dangerous attack. It was poor defending to let him knock it down to Gay, and a fucking brilliant finish. So it's that was on us. I thought their goal was fantastic, but that was on us being lackadaisy at the back again and not really fighting to win the duel. But yeah, I think the players get to 2-0 and might get a bit cocky and might think, what's the point of sprinting there when we're 2-0 up? Whereas the second half, Everton was sprinting everything, winning every header, tackling, winning the ball back, and then keeping possession for long periods. So I think it is a mix of both. Teams are 2-0 down. I've got nothing to lose. They start playing more. They want to, and then we let them be on the ball more. And as I say, we're not really letting teams blitz us in terms of like bombarding our goal, and you're thinking, oh, it's a matter of time before they score. But I just don't like this. Let them have the ball at home, away from home, yeah, but not at Anfield. Our job's to go and entertain our crowd for 90 minutes. We don't want 45 minutes and then watch the opposition attack our box for the other 45. We should be going out. It's 2-0. Let's go and get a third, kill the game, and then pass it round then. We don't have to keep going at goal, just pass it round and tire them out and then hit them on the break, whatever. But just letting other teams have the ball for nearly a full half is just frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it was happening at times last season, wasn't it? I think the one that stands out is the Wolves game at Anfield. I can't remember what score it was. We were 1 or 2 up, and then the second half, I wouldn't say they battered us, but we didn't have a shot in the entire second half at home. Like that shouldn't be happening to a team like us, especially at home, as you say. So, yeah, it is annoying. 2 games on. Well, I was going to say two games on the bounce. We threw a 2-goal lead away. We very could have done against Everton. The chances they were having. It's not even that they were big chances. It's just I think Grealish was growing more and more into the game as it progressed. There's been obviously a lot of talk with Conor Bradley. A lot of Blues saying that he should have at least been booked, and that Grealish had him on toast all game. I didn't see it like that myself. I thought it was a good battle between two good players. I thought there was times when Bradley done really well against him. I thought there was times when Grealish done him. I thought it was a really intriguing battle between the two of them, and I think it made sense to start Bradley in that game because I don't think Frimpong, although I think defensively against Atletico, I thought Frimpong done well when he was on. I think against someone like Grealish, Frimpong wouldn't have done the legwork that Bradley would have done.
Yeah, I agree. I think Grealish had a really good game for the shite. I thought Bradley dealt with him in times pretty easily. When he was getting the better of him, Grealish just threw himself on the floor and moaned that he's being fouled. He went down more times than Bonnie Blue, the cunt. He just kept going down and down and down. You're like, it's getting boring now. Every time you can't beat your man, you go on the floor. Fucking get up, you tart. But yeah, but there was times when he did roast him, and that's footy. It happens. It's like unless it's Trent playing right back, you're allowed to go past it. No, what I think, I thought Bradley done pretty well. I think he's a Grealish on his day. I think I've said it before. I don't mind the lad. I think he's a boss role model for players who don't want to like make footy your life. Like, not lose yourself. He sort of still has a little bevy with his mates and he still does normal things and goes normal places. And I think that's a good thing. I won't go on to Grealish too much, but I think as a player, when he's at it, he's probably one of the best in the league at what he does, at drawing fouls and skipping past players and getting the ball into the box. But I thought we dealt with him all right. I think he put 3 balls into the box all game, so you can't ask for much more of the right back. But there was a few times I thought that could have been a card.
Yeah.
Thankfully not.
Yeah, definitely. I think one person we've got to highlight from the Atletico game and the Everton game is Ryan Gravenberch. He started the season magnificently. Like, I think he's gone to a level above what he was even at last season. He started chipping in with a few goals as well. Didn't score all last season, got 2 already this. So long may that continue. But I thought against Atletico and against Everton, I thought he was the best player on the pitch.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was fucking fantastic. Pleasure to watch. I just every time he does that little turn, but it's back to the defender and rolls them. I'm just like, how can't he see it coming? I can see it coming. How can't the defender? There's nothing you can do about it. He just does it that fast and that free flowing and elegant. It's like he's gone before they know. Watching him stride to the midfield towards the opposition box and seeing him make more efforts of attack. I don't know, he got held back last season. He got told he was the number 6 and he was staying there. I like what Arnie Slot said, that he's sort of like been able to rotate a little bit. Now, he's not necessarily just cemented into that number 6 role when they feel like he can go up and help McAllister or Szoboszlai sit in. So, yeah, it's a boss little system we've got in the midfield. I think they all complement each other. I think we've pointed that out before. The ones who haven't got pace have got unbelievable vision. And then you've got players with pace, you've got players with elegance who are skillful. So we've got a great midfield. And I think Gravenberch at this moment in time is the best out of the lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean the midfield again. I think we touched on it last time. The players brought in that window by George the German, which is just like it's looking like a masterstroke each and every game. I think obviously McAllister has probably been the pick of them for the last 2 seasons. I think he started this season slow. I think he's struggled to get up to the same level as the other two so far. But no doubt we know how good he is, and no doubt it's going to take him, not too much longer to get back to that level. But yeah, look, it's always good to fucking get the derby win out the way. They were in their tails were up going into the game as much as ours were. They were in good form. I think they'd only lost 1 game all season before the derby, so they were as confident as they've been in years coming to Anfield. So it was a good test and one we just about passed in the end. And then obviously you move on to Tuesday, Southampton. Heavily rotated squad, although looked very strong still. I thought Marmadashvili making his debut, I thought he was sound. Couldn't do anything for the goal. But I thought he looked composed. He his decision making, I thought, like you talk about decision making normally with outfield players, but I thought his decision making as a goalkeeper was really good. Like he knew when was the right time to punch it, knew the right time to catch it. Some keepers haven't got that. Some keepers like just punch all the time or just catch. Even he just seemed to know when to do what, and I like that about him. He's big, he's intimidating. I think I was made up we signed him last season, and I've seen him properly. I think he's a proper shrewd signing and like an incredible replacement as a number 2 for Kelleher. Like it's a ridiculous level to go from Kelleher to Marmadashvili as your number 2. Like that's incredible.
Yeah, he played well, lad, and I think I've only seen snippets of him from like the Euros and that, I think it was. And he had a fucking blinder there. But yeah, he comes in, you never want to see Allison not between the sticks. But then, as you say, when he hasn't been there, it's been Kelleher, who we've argued before should have been our number 1 for a period of time because of how good he was. And then to let him go and replace him with him is clever. He looks fucking massive. As you say, he looks like he makes the right decisions. He's not like shaky and doesn't cause any pressure that we don't need. he just seems set in his ways, sound, and knows what he wants to do and when. So yeah, good debut for him. Another good debut that ended sadly. Leone, fucking absolutely tremendous Rolls Royce performance. And again, you can say it's only Southampton, but you can only play to your ability against what's up against you. And he was never caused any fucking issues at all. He was magnificent. Absolutely boss to see him play. And then to see him go down like that was horrible. I knew straight away what it was because I've had it. And I seen I was leg bent underneath him and I thought, fuck, that's gone. And it's the worst pain. You feel like your body's snapped in half. And at 18 years of age, when you just made your debut for Liverpool, he won't be seeing any positives. He'll be seeing no light. He won't be seeing anything other than negativity at the minute. So we hope all the lads get behind him and get him on the road to recovery because it's a fucking long road.
Yeah, I think, I agree 100% about his performance. I thought after Chiesa, he was our best player. Thought he was magnificent. Like you say, you can only play who's in front of you, and he dealt with everything with ease. He's an absolute colossus, and you look at him, he's like 6'5" at 18. Like he could still, the fact he could still grow more, like it's a scary prospect. But he looked magnificent, and then as you say, the way he went down, I didn't notice his leg at first. It's only when I've seen it the next day. I thought it was his head because his head snapped back and hit the floor at the same time. So I thought it was that. But then like you look at it, you look scared. When it happened, he looked worried. Like actually,
yeah.
And it was
That's
horrible.
the pain that though, lad. It drains the colour area. You can't explain it because you haven't snapped your leg because the pain's not where the bone is. You've got, but it's fucking horrific. It really is horrible. But no, I seen he goes a bit like Bambi and he stretches his leg out and then it folds underneath him and then he goes back. It's like he's been stone cold stunned. He goes down like that and then back, and it's when he goes down forwards, his legs underneath him, and I was like, fuck. And then seeing his shoulder and his head hit the floor, and I was part thinking, fucking hopefully it's just that. But seeing him like clutching at the air and that, and I thought, nah, this is a bad one. Horrible. It is horrible to see it happen to any player, but especially our own.
As you say, yeah, I mean, the pain, like is horrific. I mean, I've had my knee problems. I didn't like tear me ACL or anything like that, but I've damaged it, and that was bad enough. Like I know a little bit what it's like, so it's horrific. I think the only sort of, I suppose, slight positive coming out of it is the talk is that he's torn it and not ruptured it. So it's like it's still obviously bad, but it's not worst case scenario if that's the case. But then at the same time, I've seen people saying that he is going for surgery on it and stuff like that. So I think until the club release something, it's just all speculation at the minute. But Fabrizio Romano was the one who said he's torn it. So just have to wait and see. I think he doesn't get, I mean, I know he doesn't really have much inside knowledge for us, but I'd imagine with him being Italian and things like that, he probably is quite close to the source on that one.
It's just
yeah.
hard because we're not medical professionals. We don't know what terminology you'd use. Like I think I had a double tear in mine. I'd have never, but if I hadn't, I don't think I'd have ever used the word ruptured. Do you know what I mean? I'd have just said torn it, and it was all snapped. So I think it's hard. I don't know what the process is if you tear it as a professional, because I know people have torn it before and still had surgery and still had it removed, fixed up. So yeah, it's just a difficult one. I think, regardless of whether he's torn it or ruptured it or whatever, he's out for months and months and months.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got the likes of Van Dijk around him, who plays the same position and has done it before, but doing it at 18 when you're still growing, you've just changed the life, to then be out for like 7 to 9 months is just I think mentally torturing for him in a new country with no one around him and that. I think it's going to be hard. I do. I think it's going to be make or break for him. I think you need players to rally around him here, and it sounds a bit more dramatic than it needs to be, but that's the situation. He's probably on his own at 18 in England, now not training, now not playing, is what he's come to do. He's going to be fucking in a rehabilitation centre for 6 months.
Mm.
It's gonna do his head in. So they do need to make sure they're fucking checking in on him and that.
Yeah, I think what you can say is we've seen in recent years that as significant as the injury is, we've seen players come back from it and still perform at a high level. Now, like you say, I don't think he's got two in the squad straight away who can give him sort of advice on how to deal with it from different perspectives. You've obviously got Van Dijk, like you say, plays in his position, done it, come back, and is still the best defender in the world. Florian Wirtz done it at a similar age, so again, he can give him that perspective on how you deal with it coming back at a young age and things like that.
Chiesa done it as well, didn't
Yeah, I think Chiesa's done
he?
his.
Yeah. But again,
But then you look around the league as well, and like you look at someone like Timber for Arsenal. He done his on his debut for them, and he's come back and he's been brilliant for them since then. Tyrone Mings, another one, done his, and he's come back and has gone back into being Villa's first choice centre half. So
you're in ACL now, and everyone's first thought is Ronaldo. Years ago, it ruined his career, but that was then. That was like fucking 30 odd years ago. Do you know what I mean? It's moved on. It's literally it's moved on. And again, I done mine when I was 19 or something. I played footy for fucking years after it, and I still play footy now. Not obviously it's a different level, but you can play again. It's you've got people who flap and they go, "I'm never will again," just in case. The likes of us who work and that. You have got people who do it and go, "I'm not playing footy again because if I do it again, I'm out of work and stuff." But I think you have seen top players and decent players in the league come back to full. Like last season, Van Dijk was probably one of the best we've seen him. You know what I mean? After that, it took him a few probably took him a season to get over it, and then he's probably been at the top level. And Chiesa, you've seen him running around mad everywhere, chasing every ball, tackling. He's twisting, he's turning. You can just get back to normal. So this thing that like your career's over, I think that needs to be quashed. But it's on the individual. He could go into a little rut and not do his rehab properly and go to shit, or be fucking hard working and want to get back bigger and stronger than ever. So fingers crossed he does that.
Yeah, absolutely. There was some positives to take from the game. I think, obviously, Isak getting his first goal will be massive for him. Exactly what he needed. I think he would have liked to have taken that one early on in the game.
Should have been second goal, shouldn't it?
It should have been, yeah. I want to say it was a good save, but it was right at him. Like the keeper had to move to not save it,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But look, he done exactly what he had to for the one he did score. First time, lifted it over the keeper. It was a really nice finish. You'll get people who say it was harder to miss, in fairness, but that's he done what he was there for. He was.
They're the things with strikers, though, is proper strikers score the ones that you should score, and they score a few that you would never expect them to score. Players who aren't natural finishers don't score them. It's just the way it works. He's natural. It's what he does. He didn't even look like he broke a sweat. He just eats through the game. He looks like he just glides when he's running. Doesn't look like he puts any effort into it. He just floats about. It's sound, but yeah, another good debut. Well, not a debut, but good start.
Yeah, definitely. I think again we mentioned him there. Chiesa was fantastic. Absolutely just a wonderful player. Like we spoke about him before the window closed, and it looked like he was going to leave and things like that. And I remember saying I was gutted about it, and I posted it on TikTok. Me saying I was going to be gutted if he leaves and stuff like that. And all he had was comments going, "Why? He's shit. He hasn't played for us," and things like that. Like, well and truly, everybody getting a eye wiped who said it about him. He's knuckled down. He's worked hard. He's got himself back to proper levels of fitness, and he's causing havoc every time he plays. And as I say, he was the best player on the pitch by far. On Tuesday, he was magnificent. He was everywhere. 2 assists. And now, obviously, with the unfortunate of Leone's injured, he looks like he is actually going to be getting added to the Champions League squad now as well.
Yeah, and do you know what? If anyone deserves it, it's him. And obviously, you don't want to be at the fucking cost of your mate, but it's happened. Leone's injured. There's a space available. It's got to be Chiesa's. Absolutely brilliant against Southampton. He didn't strut around with that attitude that he's too big for that type of game. This is a fucking lad who's done well at Juventus, you know what I mean? He's at Anfield. He's trying his very best to get into the manager's thoughts. There's no way he's not in his thoughts for Saturday now, because he's got to be. He was levels ahead of everyone. He stood out as the best player on the park because he was the best player on the park, and he played alongside some unbelievable players. So he's brilliant account of himself again. His work rate, and so it's similar to the Nunes situation, where you really like the individual. You can see how hard they try and how much they want it. So you really want it to go well for them. But there's a gracefulness about Chiesa. It's not mental. It's everything he does is like calculated and stuff. I think the way he plays football is a bit better than how Nunes plays football. I think he's a bit easier to have in the team because you sort of know what to expect from him. Although he still does, he works his arse off and does some mad things with the ball. But it's always nice to see like that control for our second goal against them in Southampton. Why he hasn't just gone for it himself just sums him up. He'd have loved to have got that goal. He deserved the goal. He'd already got an assist, and there he is, just making sure Liverpool win the football match. So that's sort of what you want in your team. It's a lighter for him. I thought he played left, right, and centre against Southampton. He was fucking everywhere. But when he went out on the left, and I've said this before, and people have called me saying, "No, he plays on the right. He plays on the right." I'm like, "No, he can play on the left. He can cut in and use his right foot." You know what I mean? And he went out left, and he was dangerous. He kept getting it and knocking the ball into the box and taking men. He was doing what Gakpo usually does, but it weren't predictable.
Yeah.
But no, proper enjoyed his performance, and I enjoy that he's getting the reception of the fans that he's meriting. It's nice to have a great song for a player, but your best song should be for your best players. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I think as time goes on, he's going to become a proper cult hero. I just hope he is given the chance more often because he deserves it. He's good enough to play for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's sort of, I don't know, it's given me sort of like Maxi Rodriguez vibes back in the day. Like, wasn't involved as much as you want him to be, but when he is, he's dangerous. He makes something happen all the time. And yeah, he was great. And I love the quotes I've been seeing about him today, saying, I'm at one of the biggest clubs in the world, Liverpool, probably top 3. He said, obviously, there's going to be competition for places, but you'd expect that at a team like Liverpool. If I don't want competition, then I should go elsewhere. Like,
and that's right.
He's fighting for the shirt, he's fighting for the badge, and he's fighting for this place. And like, you get it with a few foreign players that we bring in who really seem to get what it means to play for Liverpool, and he's one of them.
Yeah. Do you know what I liked as well is they asked him again about the song. Don't want to upset anyone in particular, but they asked him about the song and he said, "There's nothing wrong with it. I'm happy with it. I like it, but the fans deserve more from me, so I'm going to try my best to give them more." And I'm like, do you know what a guy. Yeah, we do want to see a few more goals, but we want to see him get a few more games as well. And there's going to be game, and this is the problem with players like him, is that if he plays and he has a game like he had against Plymouth, people count him out, and the manager was guilty of that as well. Had one bad game when he was expected to carry a team of basically shite on the day. We played terrible, and it felt like it fell on his shoulders because he was probably the main starting 11 player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you've got to expect footballers to have bad games, and when he has a bad game, put your arm around and you boost him. But at the minute, I'm when I see his name on the team sheet, I'm excited. Like, do you know what I mean? And when I seen that starting 11 against Southampton, I couldn't believe that that was a mix of our second string team. Like, it was bizarre.
Mm.
And at this moment in time, you can't call Isaac a second string player, but at the minute, Ekatike's leading the line. He's the number 9 for Liverpool at the minute. Well, not now because he's been sent off. But at this moment in time, that was our second string team.
Mm.
And what a team it was. And I'd like to see a bit more of that throughout the season, where it's not just like, I'm already getting to the point with Gakpo where it's like, don't give him the ball
Mm.
because he's going to drop his shoulder and cut in and cross it to no one or shoot it into a player. He's just not really involved in games for me. So I think straight away, Saturday, Isaac starting and Key's on the left for me.
Mm. Yeah, it's becoming a little bit predictable with Gakpo, and I think he's got he's got a bit of grace in the bank because of how good he was last season. And I've said it before. I think he was absolutely fantastic last season. And so he's trying what he knows works for him. But yeah, it is becoming a little bit same every game for him now. Maybe he does just need to come off the bench for a couple of games or something and just try something different. But again, he's another one. He like McAllister, not really at the heights as of yet this season, but he'll bring it back. It's a long season. No doubt he's going to bring it back. I think you talk about Ekatike, we're going to have to talk about him, aren't we? You take very Darwin Nunes moment, is the way I'm describing it. Obviously, the way he took his goal is exactly how he did. Well, I mean, it was open goal when it tapping. But just being in the right place at the right time, onside, crucially, as we've not been used to as much in the last few years. And then, yeah, just what's annoying about it is it's two avoidable yellow cards that he's got. The first one, I understand his frustrations because I was fucking, I was astounded that he give a free kick against him. Like, I thought it was a free kick to us all day long. So I get his frustrations hitting the ball away. You know, you're going to get a yellow card straight away. And then, like, the second one, obviously, I think everybody said it. The rule is fucking stupid. We all know that it's a fucking stupid rule. But at the same time, it's been in place for about 15, 20 years now. Everybody knows the rule. It's like, yeah, he's just had a moment of, like, he's just had a complete lapse of concentration in that moment. And you seen it on Frimpong's face. Frimpong was like, "The fuck are you doing?" So yeah, it's just one of them, innit? I've seen rumours now that he's going to get fined 2 weeks' wages for it, which I think seems absolutely absurd to fine him fucking not 2 weeks' wages for something that silly and sort of not trivial, but like for literally all it was just a moment where he's just lost his concentration. You know what I mean? Like if he'd gone in and fucking two-footed someone in the chest or something, then yeah, fair enough. But it's like if it's 2 weeks is harsh for me. Like,
I think the way he's been spoke about, I think the way Slot spoke about him and the media are speaking about him is harsh. You'd swear he'd done a Cantona and jumped in the crowd and volleyed someone. It is mad. The lad, you can't use his age. He's 22. He's a man. He's playing in a new league in a new country. I can't have for a minute that he hasn't had the rules explained to him. But they're the rules. Are they the rules around Europe?
yeah, it's the same rule
Is it everywhere?
in the entirety of
I just
football.
can't get, because he looks absolutely, because you see him try and put his top back on as if like, if I put it back on, I'll be all right. Like, I think it's just mad. I think he's getting fined because it's two faults of his own, and he's cost the team. You know what I mean? We haven't got a fully fit striker to play on Saturday now. So yeah, I think it's harsh, and I think it'd be very easy for him to feel a little bit of resentment towards the people being a bit funny with him. And I hope the managers had him in the office and had given him a telling off and said, you know, that's what we've got. We've got to prove a fucking point here, because what you've done could effectively cost the team. It could have cost us on the night as well. There was still like fucking 6 minutes to play. So Yeah, just one of them. I think it's been very harsh on him now. I think everyone should have just went, that was fucking stupid, weren't it? But it's where he killed someone. But yeah, it's a situation he will probably never do again. I hope he does the Firmino celebration in the next goal he scores anyway. But
Yeah, it's a shame, innit? Because like I've said it from the off. Out of all the players we've signed this summer, he's the one who's by far looked the best out of them so far. I don't think he hasn't had a bad game for us. Whereas I think the rest of them, like Kirkes and Frimpong, sort of one game great, one game not so great at the minute. And Vert is slowly, very slowly, sort of coming round and getting up to the speed and looking better as the games progress. But he's
you reckon
he
he was fucking shite against Everton?
I don't know, I
Oh,
didn't think he was that bad.
he was terrible, lad.
Um
He's like, I've said it before, he reminds me of Jones 3 years ago. And again, you don't want the ball to go to him because he stops the whole flow of the game. He stops it dead, looks around, goes backwards. Um, I've got no doubt about it that Florian Wirtz is going to be an outstanding player in the league and an outstanding signing for us. And it could take him 6 months, lad. He's 22 years old. He's playing in a league that's 10 times faster than what he's used to. And he's still having parts to play where you can see his class. And I think I've said before, sometimes it's like he's like Thiago, where his brain's too fast for his feet and his brain's too fast for everyone else. So it looks like what he's doing is stupid because the other players aren't onto what he's doing, do you know what I mean? But I think he'll come good. I'm not going to knock him, but at this moment in time, I think with the pressure on, let him do all his working and training and take him out the fold for me because I don't think he offers any.
See, I thought he played all right. I mean, I think he created the most chances for us in the derby. Or it may be an Atletico game. I can't remember. Either way, one game recently, he created the most chances for us. He's got the right ideas. He's just the execution isn't there at the minute. And yeah, there is an element of Jones from a few years ago in there, definitely. And I think, as I said it a few weeks ago. People will say, look at Ekitike, he's at the ground running and stuff like that. But Ekitike is on like his fourth club now. Like he knows what it's like to change clubs, change environments, adapt to new systems and things like that. Like he's had that experience. Florian Wirtz hasn't. He's played the same system for the same team with the same fans for his entire career up to this point. So it's going to be a bigger change for him than it is Ekitike. So yeah, it's going to come good. But as I was saying, like Ekitike is the one who's just been fantastic all around. So yeah, it was, I say, moment of madness, moment of just stupidity. But I think it is being blown out of proportion at the same time. I think it's like yeah, it was, as Slot said, it was needless and it was stupid, but like it doesn't need to be drawn out as much as it is.
Oh, done, innit? I've seen posts on social media from a few people that were sort of respectable, and they're like, one of them called him an arrogant shithouse cunt because you need to fucking get a grip of yourself thinking you're world class. And I'm like, fucking hell, that's fucking harsh. You know what I mean? Yeah, calling them arrogant and self-centered and yeah, like thinking he's better than he is and all that. And I'm just like, I'm not being funny. This is where it's hard with footy. You've got people criticising the team sheets around the League Cup, saying why are Everton playing a fucking second string team when they're shite with the first team? Why are they playing players less? Why are Paul Vale dropping players? But then you've got a fucking lad who's one of the best strikers in the league at the moment, scores in the 86th minute at the Cup and celebrates like a madman and then gets ridiculed for it because he's only playing in the Carabao Cup and he's only playing Southampton. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, you need to take the fucking competition serious and then moan because someone does. That lad, as far as we're concerned, he's lived all our dreams. He scored a late goal at the Cup end and he's put us through in the Cup. So it's got to him a little bit and that's a nice thing to see. So to ridicule him the way people have, calling him arrogant and thinking he's fucking doing it because he's competing with Isak and that, is just brain dead to me. The fucking
Mm.
lad scored late in a game, got overexcited, didn't realise. I don't know whether he didn't know you could get a second yellow or whatever, but it's fucking stupid. He's done it, it's over and done with. He hasn't hurt anyone.
Mm.
He hasn't really cost us anything. It's cost us one 90 minutes of his time, and he'll learn from it and he'll grow from it, so fucking move on.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I hadn't seen anything like that myself. So
I've seen loads
um,
of it, lad. Loads, and some of it's nasty. And then people commenting on them comments, trying to lick asses, agreeing with people, and you're just like, have your own fucking view. He's done hardly anything. Like, if I was in the ground, I'd have turned to me mate and went, he's a fucking whopper him. You know what I mean? What's he doing? But that's about as far as it is going. So people are taking it personally, like he's hit them.
yeah,
And what I'm on Vert saying, like, take him out the fold and that, by the way, I'm not saying like completely just drop him, but similar to what we've done with Robbo when he came in, he was struggling, and what we've had to do with Kirkes because he's had a bad game. I just think at this moment in time, we're winning games because our midfield's doing pretty well. But sometimes it feels like we're playing with a man less because he's there. For me, I think going to tackle, I think I'd throw Jones back in the fold, and have a little bit more of a battle in the middle because he just seems a little bit too lightweight at the minute, a little bit slow on the ball, and I think he stops our progression a little bit. But there's going to come a time where he just has a blinder and every pass he plays goes where it needs to go. That's all he needs. He needs that one game, but I think that game should come in like a half an hour spell or something at the moment.
yeah. I think there's a few players from that Southampton game, and I think probably this will be the last thing on it. Move on then, but a few players from there who won't be starting on Saturday, and probably not for a while. I think there was, well, not for a while, but some of them. But I think there was a few very bad performances in there. I thought Gomez was just all over the place. I think Endo, God love him, I absolutely adore him, but I think that was probably his worst game for us. I don't think he was doing what he does, but then just, I don't know, there was times where he was just playing just headless, it seemed. And then that header for their goal, what I don't know if he's got a shout from someone to say leave it and he's heard it too late or something. But that was arguably the worst header in football history. It was fucking shite.
I just couldn't help, and as mad as it sounds, lad, I just laughed when it hit his head falls. It hit his head, and his head went sideways. He thought he'd snapped his neck, and then he scored, and I was just like, again, I wasn't asked because I just felt we won't score now because we can. Where I'm at with Liverpool at the minute, like, this has been a pretty negative podcast considering that we haven't lost a game, but sometimes you can sit there and you can go, oh yeah, it's brilliant, we're winning, and blag you buzzing. I'm buzzing that we're winning, but I want to be entertained as well, a bit more than we are. And we come out the derby felt to never come out the derby acting like we'd won. And then we had to have a word with ourselves when we got back to church. And we were like, Josh went to me, lads, we've just won the derby, and look at us. I was like, I know, but they've just had the ball for fucking 45 minutes. I can't remember a shot in the second half that we had. So it was just terrible to watch, and you sort of like feel like you're clinging on at home to Everton. It's bad. And he was like, yeah, but we did. We clung on and we fucking won. We've won the derby, and we haven't lost in the league, and we're top of the league, and it could be 5 points, and you're like, yeah, do you know what? Fucking fair. Get in, let's have a pint. And then the party mode kicks in then. So I think that's all it takes. To the big picture is we're winning football matches, and we're doing it in our own style, while our style's building up in the background, hopefully, because there's just no way we're gonna keep the shackles on them for too long.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a negative one now that you say. That wasn't our intention, I promise. But now, like you say, you want to be able. The players we've got, we shouldn't be playing in the way that we are. It's sort of like it's pessimistic at times. It's like, right, okay, let's just protect the lead, or let's just do what we need to get out of the game. It's like we shouldn't be doing that. Like we should be going out and trying to annihilate teams. Like Burnley, we did have a go, fair enough, and they just defended for all the life. In credit to them. But Everton, again, yeah, they've got some good players, and as I said before, they're in decent form going into the derby. But we should be going into that and trying to annihilate them. We should be going to assert our dominance over them, because on paper, you look at our squad, you look at their squad, there's no comparison
No,
on
that
paper.
second goal goes in and you smell blood and you go and put a third in, you try and get a fourth and a fifth and make a show of them that are derby. You want to put the fucking nail in the coffin for them early on in the season. And I think we've done that in how hard they've worked and they've been tired. He's had to rest his whole fucking squad and they're out the cup and the season's over. But that's just what you'd expect with Everton. With us, we should be playing better football at home, entertaining our crowd, and everything will pick up. The atmosphere and everything will start picking up. And yeah, it's just one of them, lads. I think you can create content, and me and you can come on and have a chat and script it before we come on and say, oh, we won't say anything bad in case people moan. Be like, no, fuck it, let's say what we feel. That's how I feel at the moment. I don't really get dead excited when Liverpool are playing because I know what I'm about to witness is going to be probably half an hour of nice football that has you licking your lips and thinking, here we go. That against Atletico, I was like, right, that's the sign. Now that's the pinnacle of what we can do. The one-touch passing, the getting in behind, the interlink of play and understanding each other to then drop off again. Well, we'll have a 20-minute spell against Everton and then we'll stop. So it's just, you better being honest. I really enjoy Liverpool winning football matches, but I want to see them win in a better way and a more convincing way when you've got that firepower in the team and that ability to absolutely obliterate 90% of that league. And that's what we should be aiming to do. And that's what I want to see. And eventually, I think I will see it. And I think every player will come good and we'll be fucking sound. But till then, I will moan that I'm boring.
Yeah, absolutely. I do just want to say as well, we need to ban Marcus Llorente from Anfield. He scored 7 Champions League goals in his career, and 4 of them are against us at Anfield. He's not allowed in anymore. No, go away. Fucking yeah, that was a mad game, wasn't it? But yeah, no, you're right. Look, I was thinking about this before. Actually, you see you do see content creators out there who like over dramatize everything and make everything a massive deal, and everything's the best thing in the world or it's the worst thing in the world, and then they're the ones who blow up and all stuff like that. And then there's us who just fucking have a chat and fucking be dead normal about it all. And we're just fucking happy in our little bubble with our little fan base that we've got. And look, yeah, we could come on and do shit like that, but then everybody who's fucking listened to us and watched us over the past few years who knows what we're about would then immediately switch off. So it's not worth it.
Yeah. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, but Montiel.
Yeah, literally.
Same now.
So yeah, look, it's not been a great start to the season performance-wise, but as I say, when you win 7 out of 7, I think it is now.
Have we had a start of the season in terms of points?
No, that's it, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Nobody at the end of the season, if you've had 38 supposedly bad performances, but you win the league by 15 points, nobody's going to look back and go, "Oh yeah, but you didn't play that well throughout the season, did you?" It's like, I don't give a fuck.
Opposition fans will, but we won't give a fuck.
Exactly, we'll have another league title to show for it.
It's like I'm putting my neck on the line saying it. I'm being honest that it's not enjoyable for me at the moment, but when the full-time whistle goes and we've got the 3 points and we go back to the pub and we talk it through, you sat there with a big smirk on your face going, look at that. The league table comes on and match the day comes on, you hear the music and you're like, I like this, I like it. And then you see Liverpool on the telly for 1 minute because that's what our highlights are. 1 minute of footage of us playing well and then it goes off. But then they show the league table and there we are, sat at the top, 5 points clear in first gear.
Yeah. It's madness. So yeah, obviously after Tuesday, I didn't put it on my little ticker, but after Tuesday we have now got Palace in the 4th round, so we can't escape them at the minute. That'll be 4 times this in 2025 that we played them, I think. yeah, can't escape them. And obviously got them on Saturday. Going to be a tough game going there. The only other unbeaten side in the league. Yeah, it's to go there without someone like Ekatike, who is scoring goals for us. He's impacting the game in every sense of it. So, yeah, going there without him is going to be tough. But
We'll have to start Isak instead, eh?
I know, yeah, fucking hell, what are we going to
Hey,
do?
fucking hell.
So yeah, other little bit of news that's come out from the team from Liverpool is obviously today Rio Engamoa has signed his first professional contract. It's mad to think that he's gone to St James's Park, scored the winner in front of 58,000, whatever that holds, and he was only earning about 50 quid a week. Like stuff of dreams, innit?
Yeah, do you know what, lad? He's the talent's there. We've discussed him before. He's a bit raw. You know, we've seen him against Southampton give the ball away a little bit, and you hear the crowd, and you're like, fucking give him a minute. He can't. He's not going to take the defender on every single time he's got the ball. He's not going to score every time he shoots, and every pass isn't going to be an assist. Fucking calm down. He's just turned 17. He's not long been born. You know what I mean? It's fucking mad. But yeah, it's boss. It's great. It's great seeing a young lad. I know we haven't brought him through the academy, but we've obviously excelled him through our academy. You know, we've got him off Chelsea and we've made him better than what he was. And he's been rewarded for it. And yeah, I've seen people saying, "Oh, why only a 3 year deal? He'll be going." I didn't know, but just heard on the radio that that's all you can get for your first contract. You can only
All
get
right,
3
okay.
years. So that's why it's 3 years. That's the legal requirements. That's the law in the league is your first professional contract's 3 years at a maximum. So that's why. And I think, fucking hell, we knew of him, didn't we? But we seen him in pre-season. It was like, fucking hell, hopefully he's involved. And then we sold Diaz. And it's like, do you go out and you spend 60 million trying to replace Diaz, or do you give this kid a go? And you've got Gakpo, and you've got Verts, and you've got Ekatike, and now Isak, who can all fly out to the left. But Rio Engamoa's getting a good go out there. He's doing very well. He's impressing. He gets it out your seat as soon as he gets the ball. He wants to go and beat a man or two and drive towards that box. So it's great news for Liverpool that he sees a future here.
Yeah, absolutely. He offers something different on that left hand side. You know, we spoke about Gakpo before and how it's all a bit same every game with him at the minute, which it is, and then you bring someone like Rio on whose game is completely different to him, and you know, bringing him on against tired legs with 15, 20 minutes to go is it could be a big thing for us this season. So yeah, made up he signed a pro deal. Anybody getting on his back already, like you said, give it a rest. He's 17, literally just 17. Like the other day, like give the kid a break. He's going to be a superstar. He's going to be world class. So just give him time, be patient with him, and he'll get there.
We've just got to make sure we're still one of the best teams on the planet when he gets to the end of his contract, and we need to make sure, you know, next year. I don't know how it works with your first contract, but next year if he's in and around the first team, I think there's a thing in it so we can give him a better contract in 2026. I think I've read. So again, I think he's on like I think the contract's for £1,000 a week, which at that age, at any age, £1,000 a week is fucking life changing, isn't it? Really, it's a really good wage. So if he stays on that for the rest of his life, he'd still be a very happy young man, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So let's hope we can get to 2026 and he's got a few goals and a few assists and a few more games under his belt. We're winning trophies and he sees himself staying here. Because that would be ideal.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to wrap up with some questions from the usual suspects.
I just want you watch your starting 11 for Palace.
Oh, I wasn't expecting this. He's caught me off guard here. Starting 11 for Palace. So I'd go obviously Alisson. Probably go Bradley, Van Dijk, Kanate. I don't know, and then left back's hard because I think Kirk's last couple has done well. but then so is Robbo. So I'm happy with either one of them there, to be honest, at the minute. Midfield three, I'd go with the one from last season, Gravenberch, Soboslai, McAllister, and then up front. Yeah, I'd probably go with what you said before, Salah on the right, Isak through the middle, and Chiesa on the left.
Yeah, I'd change Kirkheads for Robbo. I think I'd have Robbo in for a little bit of stealth, a little bit of experience, because I know Palace are a fucking hard team to play against. And I'd probably play Jones in the middle instead of McAllister. I think McAllister's been poor. Um, I think the way he's playing and playing against their midfield, like to Walker and that, I think we'd struggle. He's a bit slow. He's not releasing the ball fast enough. He's not really winning any tackles. He's not really doing them a lot at the minute. And again, it takes time. And he's coming back from he's missed quite a bit of pre-season through injury and that. So you've got to give him time. You've got to give him minutes. Bring him on for 20 minutes, half an hour here and there, I think, till he gets up to speed, which obviously he will. So yeah, I think Curtis Jones have to play Gravenberch in the 6, as we do, and have Szoboszlai and Jones in the middle. But yeah, I think you look at our team and our bench, and it's a dream, innit?
Yeah.
But it's hard when you're playing teams like Crystal Palace again, unbeaten. They sort of made a show of us in the Community Shield. They were well better than us. They deserve to win. One of them days at the office where we just didn't turn up and they outfought us and outbattled us and out-tacticed us on the day. And yeah, I just think we need to be better and we need to have a little bit of a punch to prove against them.
Yeah.
We go in with a bit of stealth and a little bit of passion, be determined to win the first ball and, show them who the fucking champions are.
And yeah, I mean, to the credit, they were really good at Anfield the last game of last season as well. Gave us one of our hardest games last season, I thought. So yeah, what Glasner's done there, is incredible. The job he's done, some of the players he's brought in, and getting the best out of some of the players like Mateta. The fact he's been comfortable enough letting. I don't think he was there when he sold Elise last season, but the fact he's been comfortable enough to let Eze go, and they're still unbeaten. Like it's remarkable. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I think arguably our toughest of the season so far. But yeah, if we perform how we know these players can perform, then it should be 3 points.
I think it's a game we're going to have to play well better than we have been playing, and for a lot longer of a period of time. So I don't think we can turn up for the 40 minutes we've been turning up and playing well and then taking our foot off, regardless of the score. I think eventually they will bite us. So we've got to go out there, fully fucking charged up, ready to go, ready to run, ready to battle, and ready to win the game. And if we do, then we win the game. But if Palace do, it's going to be a fucking art. It's not like if we're at our very best, it's not going to be a rollover. You know what I mean? It's still going to be a difficult match, but we should have enough to win. But if we don't turn up, it could be a nightmare. So we've got to see which Liverpool turns up again. And hopefully a good one.
Yeah, that's it. So, as I say, we're going to move on to some questions from. We've only got questions off your little Jedi and Kev. Before I do that, though, I do just want to quickly just offer our best wishes, not best wishes, that's the wrong thing to say, offer our condolences to obviously Matt Beard's family after the news of his passing over the weekend. Obviously, the women's side, I think, isn't something we really ever talk about on here, but, he's to the women's team what Klopp was to the men's team, in a way. Our greatest ever manager on that side of things, 2 WSLs, got them back promoted in a second spell. Massive advocate and believer of the women's game. He's done a hell of a lot to grow it, more than most. And by the sounds of it, from what I've heard and read and seen about him and things like that, was a really fucking top fella as well. So sad news coming about that. And yeah, as I say, thoughts are with his family.
Yeah, I can only really second what you just said, lad. Didn't really know too much about them because I don't take any interest in the women's game, I'll be honest. I knew what the Liverpool women had achieved underneath them, and then I just seen it as another fucking poor man having struggles, and he's not here anymore. It's fucking sad, and I think you know he's been loved by everyone who's met him, and as you say, he's the Jurgen Klopp to them. Seemed a really top fella, fucking boss man, and everyone respected him. So it is a massive loss for the game and massive loss to his family and to Liverpool Football Club as well. So
Yeah,
hopefully he's at peace now, and don't know how your family moves on from something like that, but hopefully they can.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'd say sad news. Right, let me get these questions up. So I'd say we've got a handful off the both of them. So they always both send in quite a few. So I'm going to just pick a couple from each of them and then save the others for next time as well. So we'll start with your little Jedi. Anybody who's listened before knows what some of his questions are like, and to be fair, even his mad one is a bit tame for him.
I can just imagine now there's people sat there going, right, here it is, here's your little Jedi's question, get in.
So let's see. So we'll go with this one. So Ekatike and Slot are having a barney over that red card. Chiesa is doing that Italian hand symbol all over the gaff because he's not getting enough minutes. Salah is fucked off to Mosque because his head can't deal with it all. Curtis Jones is doing wheelies on the rally, and Frimpong can't reach the top shelf, so he's crying his eyes out. You need an ex-player with a proper calm demeanour to go in and mediate it all. Who are you choosing?
Like a scene out of a fucking comedy sketch now.
I know,
To
yeah.
see that as a cartoon. Fucking hell.
Like I, as soon as I seen that question, I knew my answer. Like so.
With a calm demeanour. Oh, I don't know. Like I don't think I'd send someone calming. I think I'd be sending someone in like fucking Ronnie Moran or Souness to fucking grab them all and
Yeah.
sort it out. But in terms of calm,
There's only one man in it for me.
I know what you're going to say now, but I'm going to go for Sammy Appiah. Mr.
Okay,
Calm,
no, I
Mr.
like that.
Calm, who never looked phased by anything, never ever looked like he was overworked or had any issues. He just cracked on as a professional. So I think as a professional person, I think Sammy could go in and he'd be able to speak to them
Hmm.
how they want to be spoken to and manage them a little bit. So he got the best out of all of them.
Yeah, and to be fair, he'd be able to lift Frimpong up to reach that top
Yeah,
shelf and things like
with
that.
a
So,
Frimpong on his shoulders, he'd have his hand on Arnie Slot's head. Let's get him rid of him. Fucking
so as I say, I knew my answer as soon as I read the question. There was only one person that come to mind for me, and that was James Milner.
Oh, right. You're going to say Verge.
No, Milner. Just he's 306 now, so he's been about a bit. He's seen everything in the game, especially over here, and he knows how to deal with every type of character. And I just think he'd go in with a glass of Ribena and just be like, right then, let's just fucking get this sorted out. What are you
Let's
playing
come
at?
and cut these grass blades.
Yeah. So I'd say for your little Jedi, that was quite tame, I thought. And then he
I
said,
can
"Well,
see the actual scene now in the head. It's mad.
did you ever see that? Did you ever see that?
Like a Christmas card.
Did you ever see that Facebook page like Jim will paint it or something, and people are just sending mad scenes in? He needs to send one into him and just get
Oh,
him
yeah.
to paint it.
Yeah, send that in.
Um,
And do you know what I want to say about Frimpong as well? Like, if I could have someone to be at my funeral to make everyone smile, it would be him. He just makes me smile whenever I see him. He's just got the best personality. And it reminds me of Kellar, Keelan and Kel every time I see him. He just makes me want to laugh my head off. I can't help it. He's
yeah,
fucking great. So that's it. I love Frimpong. He's my mate. Even though he played absolutely shocking against Southampton.
yeah, he did like.
But he gets away with it.
He does. Let him off. So then the others are fairly normal, but I'll go with this one. So we said give you the more normal one. So he said, how long do you think we can sustain this last minute winner slash heart attack style football?
No more. I think it runs out against Palace. Personally, I think they're too good to allow it. I hope it's not needed, and I hope we're battering them. But I don't think it can go on much longer. I'll be honest. But again, I don't know whether it's a Liverpool thing to just. United used to do it, and it went on all season. They'd get penalties and they'd get fucking players sent off, and they'd score late. And the reason why is because they attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked. Whereas we don't. We take our foot off the gas until till it's time. And I think the only way I can describe it's like being a boxer and you've won the first fucking 6 rounds, and you take your foot off the gas, and then you get beat, and then you get beat, and then you get beat, and you get to the 12th round, and you know you've got to punch his head in to make sure you win, and it doesn't go to a draw. That's what we're like. Gets to the 12th round, and we're like, fuck it, let's go up a gear here and get the win. And I don't know why we do it to ourselves when we should be winning the 7th and the 8th round and being comfortable, and then you can take your foot off. So I don't think we can go much longer playing the way we're playing and winning games, because there's too much quality in our league. But there's so much quality in our team. Are we just saving energy until we have to burst out and win the game? I don't know. It's baffling.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I think this run that we've got coming up now, 3 away games in a row. You've got Palace, Galatasaray, and then Chelsea. I think if it's going to run out, it's going to be there. Like you said, hopefully we don't actually need it and we can get 3 comfortable wins. But yeah, it's going to run out in one of them, I think. Yeah, we've just got to. It's game management, isn't it, from the players? I don't think it's necessarily a management thing. But the game management over the full 90 minutes isn't there at the minute, and that's what it seems to be boiling down to. Like you say, I think it's as if the players are going, right, we're 2-0 up, take our foot off, protect the lead, and it's like, well, and as fans, you want to go, don't protect the lead, go and increase it.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I don't think it's a tactical decision, and I don't think players have sat down and talked behind the manager's back and gone, listen, at 2-0, fucking calm it down. I think individually, that's how they feel when it gets to 2-0, and too many of them do, and some don't. Like, you won't see Curtis Jones or Andy Robbo, or say, for instance, Kerez or Bradley playing like that. They're just all in. You know what I mean? The likes of your Sabozlars, he'd be pressing everything until you've got certain players who just gets to them and they're like, turn and go back, just stoke it down. Or, even worse, let them have the ball and don't press it. Let them get towards our 18-yard box and then try. And it's like we're splitting the pitch into 4, and we're only really exerting ourselves when it gets to the 2 ends of the spectrum. Do you know what I mean? Anything in the middle, you can have it. And that is football, but it's just a boring way to play the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So your little Jedi, I'll save the other questions for next time. And then we've got some from Kev again, so I'm going to read 2 of his and save the others for next time as well. So he's got a few that are sort of only really relevant for this episode. So I might have to do 3 of his. Actually, you know what? One of his questions is, has Chiesa played himself into a starting 11 place? But I feel like we've already touched on that over the course of the episode. Anyway, I think we both feel like he has. Feel like we both like him to start on Saturday. So I think we've kind of already covered that question anyway.
Yeah, I do. I want him to play. I want him to play on the left. Simple as that. Yeah, he deserves it. But if he doesn't start, then he's got to be getting more than like 10 minutes. We've got to be bringing him on half time or on the 60th minute and giving him some proper minutes, because he deserves it. And he's only going to get better. I think we're holding him back a little bit by the lack of game time we're giving him. And I think it was the same with Harvey Elliott. I think you can only, he's got to be in the manager's mind now, and unless it's something personal, which it's obviously, whatever the issue was, they've overcome it because he's starting to play. He's getting games, he's getting minutes, and he's getting trusted. But he looks fitter, he looks sharper, he looks fast, and he looks hungry. So they're the type of players you want playing. And that type of player, I think, could cause damage to Palace.
Mm. Yeah, completely agree. I think he's kind of touched on it himself, Chiesa, to be honest, and said, like, I am fitter this season. I'm in a better place physically and mentally this season. So I think last season, as much as we all wanted to see him play more, I think it probably over the course of the season we'll see that it probably was the correct decision why he was only playing minimal very last season. So we're seeing the Chiesa that we bought now, the Chiesa that we thought we were buying. You know what I mean? I think we're seeing it more and more this season already. And yeah, he's going to be vital as the season progresses because we're not going to not get injuries throughout the course of the season, and yeah, he's going to be vital. So definitely think he's earned himself a starting place. If not, like you say, he's got to be getting, given the last half an hour of games or something, he's got to be getting more than 5 or 10 minutes here and there, like you say.
Definitely, lad, definitely.
So one of his other questions then is sort of coming back to Ekatike. And he said, would you keep Ekatike out of the team for a game or two after the suspension to set an example?
No, I think we've already gone way too far with it. To drop him because he scored a winner in a game, I think would be bizarre. Again, I don't think he's hurt anyone. I think the example's been that he's been punished and red card and can't play the next game. That's the example for him. I think he'd be fucking gutted by it. And I think he'd be personally really pissed off with how he's being treated, I think. So I hope there has been a conversation behind the scenes that it's like, listen, I've just had to say that. But, fucking sort yourself out. Forget about it. We move on. No, I don't want to see any more punishment to him. I think we need him in the team. I think he's been absolutely superb, and we'd be cutting our nose off to spite our face because of something, a bit of a fucking brain fart.
Yeah. Yeah, completely agree. I think, as I said earlier, I think if he'd have gone in and like kicked out of someone or elbowed someone in the face or something like that, yeah, I'd keep him out the team after the suspension to set an example. Like, this isn't what you do at Liverpool. But like you say, it was a brain fart. It was just, as I say, a lapse of concentration. And he's going to learn from it. Look, he's been dragged, for lack of a better term, through the media. He's been hung out to dry a little bit because of it. And it's like, he took his shirt off. Like, it was stupid, yeah, fair enough. But like, that's all it was. Like, that's the end of it.
I hope if some good comes from it, I hope it's time to assess the rule because I understand years ago, like if an away player would take his top off and celebrate, say for instance an Everton player took his top off at Anfield and celebrated the winner, it'd cause fucking kickoffs. He's got a top on underneath his top. Southampton had hardly any fans in there, and he celebrated with our fans, so there's no incitement of fucking aggression or anything there. You know what I mean? There's nothing to it. There's showing no skin. He's not winding any opposition fans up, and he's celebrating with his own people. So for me, I think the rules got to be segregated to it. Are you doing it to fucking piss someone off, like Ryan Giggs running around with his chop like that, or are you doing it because you just scored in the 86th minute at home to stay in the cup? And for me, the rule needs fucking off. But even still, I think, as our manager did say, if he'd fucking put in the roof of the net in the Champions League final to win it, fair enough. But for that type of goal in that type of game, when it was all about Chiesa, I think he's wrong, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Just think in his head, he's put Liverpool through to the cup, and he scored in front of the cup, and he's delighted. So that's it. And I love that that's how he feels. To be honest, that he was that passionate about it. It's nice.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if any of us scored a goal in front of the cop, we'd do the fucking same. Well, I maybe wouldn't like that, scare people, but
yeah,
but no, if we if we scored, if any of us scored in front of the cop, we'd fucking go absolutely ballistic. So
I only
you can't
slept
blame
on
it.
the cop, lad, and I took my top off.
So the last one I'm going to ask you, Kev, as I say, because just is a bit more relevant to this episode. I will ask the other one next time, Kev. You can hold me to that. So we said the sort of number of people around me at the derby with half and half scarves. Do you think giving tickets to people like this has had a negative impact on the atmosphere?
I think you should be allowed to punch them in the face. without explanation. I think you should just be allowed to punch them square in the face. That's where I'm at. I think the problem you've got, just see the thing today that Liverpool have cancelled 145,000 tickets over 2 seasons. That tells you the level of touting that's going on. I had 2 season tickets lined up for me and my dad for this year off a business page on Instagram. A lad who's going travelling, couldn't go. I messaged him. He told me the price. It was face value. He forwarded me the email off Liverpool to confirm it all. I sent him half the money, and then the season tickets got banned. So he's been banned for Liverpool at times to impose a 150-day ban on him, which would take him through to February. So he won't lose a season ticket, and they've said they'll refund him for the games he misses. Which basically at this moment we're still clinging on to the hope that it might come good. So we're saying just send us the money back game by game, and then if we get the tickets, we'll send you the money for the second season ticket sort of thing. So he's appealed that. I'll find out before the Man United game whether we've got season tickets or whether we're getting our money back. But that's what the club are doing now at a period of time when you've got people with half scarves in the stadium. So I bring back touts who are selling to Scousers and selling tickets to people who don't get to go to a lot of games but are from around here. Dads and lads and young kids. It's costing people fucking £200 to go to a match now. So yeah, I think I don't know how you combat it. If you bring in, like I've said before, bring in facial recognition and all that shit. But if you do that, then when you need to pass a ticket on, you can't pass a ticket on. So you've got to sell it back to the club. You'll then forward it on to someone who can provide facial recognition, all that shit. I'd just go back to paper tickets. And the town does itself. And I just think, you know, if you flag the names where there's 9 tickets booked to the same address and stuff like that, make sure, you know, tickets can only go into the wallet of the name of the person who's buying the ticket. Stuff, there's ways and means around it, but there's too many tourists in the ground that couldn't care less if we win or lose. They just want to go the game to say they've been, to take photos and videos, and that's, as I've said to you before, lad, if we go away, go to America, we might go to a basketball match or something to say we've witnessed it, and it's not the same passion as the fucking Merseyside derby or Liverpool or, you know, the Premier League. It needs ironing out, and the club have got to be advocates for ironing it out properly, not punishing people for trying to pass tickets on to their mates. Like, I've got lads there who don't really go to a game, and you're like, I've got a spare ticket there and can't shift it because it's only Southampton. Do you want it? You can't do it anymore. You fucking got to give them my phone. You physically can't do it anymore, lad. You can't give people the opportunity. And then Liverpool, you sell your ticket back to Liverpool and they throw 600 quid on it and sell it as hospitality and let you in the ground 3 hours early. So that's what I got offered for Everton. Got a phone call off hospitality for Everton offering me 2 tickets for £750. And I said, you're fucking mental. Just give the standard tickets and don't let us in the ground 3 hours. Don't give us the free programme and don't give us the free pint. And just give us the ticket. And they were like, we can't do that. I said, it's pathetic because there's empty seats every week. They can't sell the hospitality.
Yeah, it's it's mad, isn't it? Like, I think, you know, some games, I think we've spoken about it in the past, you know, are not going to have the atmosphere that people expect Liverpool to have. Like Southampton the other night, the atmosphere wasn't great, but then it's not going to be great for a Tuesday night game against Championship Southampton with the second team playing. It's not going to be a fantastic atmosphere.
This is the problem, is that if you were allowed to forward your ticket onto a dad and a lad who don't really get to go and they watch in the house all the time, the atmosphere picks up because those people are seeing that game. They mightn't go again. Do you know what I mean? So you've got people in the ground who really fucking desperately want to be there. That's a type of game they can afford, and they've got the opportunity of a ticket. Now, they've prevented us from offering that to our mates and people we know and mates of mates, people in work. It doesn't matter how fucking much you know them or if they're in your friends or your fucking family. It's someone who really wants to go to the match that's willing to buy the ticket for Southampton on a Tuesday. That's the difference. But you've got cunts who are just here on holiday who are going to pay the hospitality packages for that game just to say they've been. Do you know what I mean? It's shocking, lad. I hate it, and I don't know a way around it. I wish, like, I do wish Spirit of Shankly and that would get more involved with this type of stuff and try and be front runners of us getting more local fans in the ground and more genuine supporters in the ground. If you want to fucking fly from New Zealand to Liverpool for a match because you've dreamt of it all your life and you're going to sing your ass off and you're going to be present in the moment and proper enjoy it and get emotional and passion, we love that. Absolutely fucking love it. But if you're here to see the Beatles Museum and see Everton's new ground and you think, oh, there's a match on, I'll just pop in there for one. Fuck off, leave us alone. Don't want you. And I think you should be able to punch them people in the face. And you should be able to make it hostile. Like if you go into any big stadium in Europe or around the world, you go to an Argentinian or a Brazilian game and you go and stand in their ultras section as such, our cop, and you're not involved in it, you're getting fucking launched by the other fans and the stewards. They're weighing in on you and telling you to fuck off out their section because you're not welcome. We should be the same in the cop. If you see someone on an iPhone playing fucking Snake or whatever, or I seen one the other day during the derby, someone was watching another sport, I think running or something. If you see some of that, you should be able to grab them by the back of the neck and say, get the fuck out the ground. Steward, this cunt's not interested. Yeah, get out. You're on your phone. I think you should be able to do it. I think we need to make it hostile.
Maybe that is the way. It's hard, isn't it? Like you say, there's no easy fix to it, and it's difficult. And I think what also hasn't helped is the rise of influencers who go to the game and just to record it. And I was at the Merseyside derby and this happened. It's like I don't give a fuck. I know what happened. I watched it. But it's like you're robbing a ticket, and it's mad because they get in like the away ends and stuff like that, and it must piss them off as well. You know what I mean?
I just think it's all wrong, lad. You're seeing people who've got a couple of thousand followers who only post positive stuff about Liverpool, getting the new kit sent to them by Adidas and Liverpool and that. And you're like, I just can't get my head around it. They're swearing with the club to get all these benefits. The club couldn't give two shites about us. And that's the frustrating part. I've got my brother-in-law there who's a Spark, Steve, and he's at a point now where he's on the waiting list for the executive, the hospitality, at like $6.5 each, and he's debating fucking putting money out of one of his houses into it so we can take his lad. That's £36,000 over 3 years, and you've got to pay 2 years up front to go and watch Liverpool when he lives in Anfield. He's got his own season ticket, but he can't take his son because he can't get two together anywhere. So that's where you proper fans with money are at, who are fucking desperate to get in. And then you've got the likes of me who'll buy a ticket off any fucking Tom, Dick or Harry just to try and get in and risk it. You've got people getting banned for trying it. If you've got evidence that someone's a tout and they're profiting £100 a week, again, fucking ban them. But when you've got genuine people trying to just forward and pass tickets on and you're punishing them, it's fucking wrong, lad. So, yeah, as I say, I think we need to fill the ground with more proper people. I think Spirit of Shankly needs to try and get involved a bit more, and we need to try and make that union represent more of us who are paying into it and, you know, give us a good chance of getting tickets. Have a section. Listen, we're a big, massive, worldwide, global club. Have a section for tourists. Have a little section in one of the main stands where they can all be together with the phones. Give them a little box with a phone and a fucking iPad, whatever they want, just out the way. Give them it. They can pay £1,000 each. Sound. But get them away from us. Let them have their own little bit where they're segregated from normal people, and we can just go and enjoy the match. And then if their little bit's not up for it and not singing, we can carry that. But when they're spread right the way around the stadium, and for every 2 fans there's one of them, the atmosphere's dying. And once, I think you're going to see it within the next 10 years where you get to a point where it doesn't come back. All the young lads at the past who are now on the cop who do all the flags and that, are pushing the fucking 40s. You know what I mean? they're going to get to 15, 16, be like, not doing it anymore. There's no one going to be below them to carry it on because no one can get fucking tickets. They're just killing it. And eventually, like, it is going to just be a complete bull fest. And it's the same if I go on holiday. I know we're going on a bit. If I go on holiday and there's a game I wants to go and see and I couldn't get tickets, it's not ruined my holiday. I'll just get over it and go and book a fucking show or something. That's where we're at. We're prioritising these people who show no real interest and they're just going for the sake of it over our own fans who really, really desperately, badly want to be in there, and it's wrong.
Yeah, we do need to start looking at it big time because, like, you know, even you go back 20 years ago, and I remember fucking loads of us going down on the night to Anfield League Cup against Middlesbrough and just fucking getting tickets on the door that on there and then, and that can't happen now. Like, you can't go and just buy a ticket on the day. It's baffling.
That's the problem with, because the clubs are money mad, they need to know what money's coming in before they can do anything. So it's like even the season tickets, the season ends and then you buy your season tickets. So I think we've got 30,000 season tickets. They're paid for before the seasons like start. You paid for the whole season before we've kicked the ball in pre-season. Do you know what I mean? The money mad of getting it in, and that's how you run a sustainable, successful business. It is, but you've got to give a little bit of something back. If you've got a 60,000 arena, like 60,000, just say for instance 5,000 to away fans at a massive push. I think it's 3. You got a 55,000 seater, 5,000 to outside the UK, people flying over and all that. There's your tickets. 10,000 here, 10,000 there, and leave 1,000 tickets for general sale for people to come and get on the day or the week of the match. And you can, if I'm in work and I get an indication of Liverpool on Tuesday from 9:30 in the morning till 3:30, if you want to queue up, you might be able to get a ticket. There's only 1,000, first come, first serve. I booked it out work, and I try and go and get me and my dad too. That's the sacrifices you make. Or you put someone in the queue for you on your behalf, and they go and buy you a ticket. But the mad on getting the money in first, and there's just no way of combating it. And that's what I honestly think we need to bring back a section for young kids, say for instance 12 to 17, where they can all be with the mates in groups of 5s and 10s. They're all split up. You can't get tickets together. Put them in an area like the old boys' pen, a little kids' pen, 12 to 17, cheaper tickets, get them starting the atmosphere, and then get our dogs just kicking off, and then have a general sales section, and then the rest goes to your memberships and all that. But you've got 250,000 people in a queue for 10 tickets sometimes. Online, it's outrageous. And rather than put up a notification to say, listen, those tickets that were on sale 4.5 hours ago and you're still 20,000 in the queue, they've gone now. So you're best getting out the queue. They don't do none of that. You just wait your turn, then you get in, it goes, nah.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's a bad state in that sense, isn't it? And
in a nutshell, half and half scarves, punch them in the face.
Yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Kev. But no, it's a sorry state at the minute, and the more successful we get, the worse that's going to get. As we've said time and time again, you know, nowadays football clubs are businesses and they're run by businessmen, not by people who are interested in football. And so, sadly, it's the way that it's going to go. But like you said, Spirit of Shankly need to be getting into these discussions more with them and just saying, look, like, the atmosphere is dying game by game unless it's a big game. What can we do about it? And
do you know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to draft an email and I'm going to send it to them.
He's going to write a letter. Fucking hell.
I'm going to write a letter. I'm going to put my address in the left-hand corner.
Fucking hell. Put your Karen wig on, lad.
No, I'm not being funny to Spirit Shankly, because what they do for the club and the fans are brilliant as a union. I'm not digging at them. I'm just saying when it comes to, you know, key issues, I think that's got to be getting higher up the agenda now, because we are having issues, we are struggling. Every day people can't go to match. working class people can't go to the match, and they're at the forefront for fighting for that. They've kept the ticket prices down, they've kept the away tickets down, they've managed to get like coaches for 20 quid and stuff like that. They're brilliant at what they do. I just think now is the time we start putting pressure on the club to do the right thing with local fans and genuine fans. You've got fans who've got fucking history like 15 years and they miss a season and they're out. You can't get back on the ladder. So, I think you've got to put people first who love the club. Not as simple as that, no matter where you're from. People who love the club first, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said, Kev, hopefully that answers your question. Look, gonna wrap it up there because we're an hour and a half in now, and you're probably sick of hearing us. So as always, thank you to everybody who does take the time out of the day and watches and listens to us. As being a bit more negative than you'd think, being top of the league, unbeaten in all competitions and won every single game this season, barring the fucking Community Shield. So yeah, a bit of a weird one, but look, we'll be back next week after the Palace game. Again, thank you to everyone. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel.
I just want to say, I challenge anyone to disagree with us. So if you do listen to us and you sat there thinking, you fucking Jay, you massive bellend, how can you be negative over this, or this? And I'm not being overly negative, but I challenge anyone to message us and say, well, this is my point of view, because that's what we need more of. We want to engage with people. We want to debate and we want to talk. We don't do it so you listen all happily and go, oh, it's Liverpool, it's all lovely. We do it because this is our little chance to have a fucking chat about the Reds. And it's for us, and you're just getting in. So, thank you. But, yeah, no, if anyone disagrees or does agree or thinks we've made good points or bad points, just get in touch and we'll mention on the next one. And, someone can prove us wrong with what we're thinking and make us see something different, happy days, lovely. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. We always try and engage, except them, yeah, fucking hell. But no, one thing we've always tried to do on here is engage with people as much as possible. And I think the ones who do comment and interact with us regularly can vouch for that. That the ones we do interact with, we sort of, we don't prioritize, but like when I ask for questions, I tag the people who send questions in regularly because I know they're going to do it again. So, yeah, anybody who feels like they want to get in contact and have a debate with us, then by all means, we welcome it massively. So yeah, thank you once again to everybody, and we'll see you next time. Up the fucking Reds.
Up the negative playing boss winning Reds.